Hi Capricorn, this is Just with your July 15, 2019 weekly reading. I hope you guys are out having an enjoyable day so far. So Capricorn, money looks amazing this week. Amazing. And there's more to come. If you have investments, looks like they'll be increased. And some of you are taking your gains and you are probably going to set off in a different direction and start some new venture. Start a new plan in your business endeavors, or look toward a new and higher paying career for yourself, or you may be starting a new project at your existing job. But money looks amazing and this is your time. Enjoy it while it is here, as I think it has something to do with Saturn being retrograde and kind of easing up off of you guys for a little bit. Excuse me. So money looks good. I feel that some of you aren't sure why you are not, even though money may be good and some of you may have reached a settlement of some sort, and now you can finally take your settlement and you can move on to the next stage of life. Some of you feel like you didn't get completely what you were due you. Some of you, if you're a public face, a public name, if you have your face out there, if you're a bit of a brand, but you're known, like your name rings bells, you may feel like you're not getting the love. Like, where's the love? Where's the love? And secretly, you're about to make a massive move and a massive change. You're making a decision. You're clear about this decision, and it's at a specific time that you're going to enact this particular next move. And you're kind of excited about it. You're building your bricks, you know, stone by stone. And I feel like that's relieving a lot of stress from you. So be watchful for those of you that are Capricorns, excuse me, for those Capricorns out there that are a known, has a household name. Don't count them out just yet, because I do feel like they're going to have a resurgence. They're finagling a different way to approach whatever they're known for. You may be seeing a huge comeback from a particular Capricorn as far as like celebrity or known people. Now, for others of you, right, us common folk, I feel that you're alleviating a lot of stress and anxiety. You're getting a hold of your vices, if you will, and you're not allowing things that plagued you in the past that you may have been fearful of to take hold of you and take control. I do feel like Capricorn men are on fire. You're getting a lot done. You're seeing progress with every move that you're making. And I feel like a lot of you are moving, or some of you at least are moving, and it will be a very successful move forward. It doesn't come without having to leave someone behind or something behind, and that comes with a heavy heart. But you know that it's best and it's something that you have to do. And if it isn't you, it will be someone else who's moving on from you. Okay. And again, it still says that there's with a heavy heart, but it has to be done. Now, be very mindful if you're trying to trick the system and finagle your way out of something to avoid heartache and pain, whether it is that you're causing it or you're experiencing it because it's unavoidable. Okay. Pain, suffering, loss, regret is unavoidable, Capricorn, and you'll feel it as we get closer to the end of this week. Going into next week, you will experience a huge sense of loss and regret. And I feel that for some of you, this would be more in realms of love, or someone that you love. It doesn't have to be intimate love relationships. It could be family. It could be friends. But there is a sadness of having to move forward, right? And it's unavoidable. It is a challenge for you, so you kind of can't get over that. You kind of have to go through it. And it delays this moving forward to some extent. But even that, with this delay, I feel that you find some form of frustration, anxiety, more conflict, inner conflict because of these losses. Perhaps you feel like you've made a foolish move. Perhaps you feel like you've waited in vain for some of you. And again, this is something I feel separate from other areas of your life. So for some of you, it can be a monetary loss. You were making a certain amount of money. You have to move on from that. You were waiting and waiting and waiting. Maybe that didn't come through. You have to face the reality that you have to take your losses, cut your losses, and move on. For some of you, others of you, it doesn't have anything to do with your finances. It has a lot to do with your love life. Okay. But again, as I said, loss and regret is unavoidable. With that being said, there are successes on the other side of your life. In some other areas of your life, you are seeing successes and a new beginning. And that kind of puts you at ease in one area, right? Because I always say that you guys are the best sign for compartmentalizing life. Life kind of works for you that way. It's like you have this going on, then this is going on, then this is going on, and none of it kind of meshes together. It's all individual things that you're dealing with. Some of you, it's particularly Capricorn women, because you're making this move, because you're doing something completely new, you may feel like you're not financially stable at this time. You may feel like you're taking a bit of a hit. Some adjustments, some loss that you're about to take, again, makes you feel like you're at a deficit. But if there is a new beginning and you know that it is for the better, then it's just something that you kind of have to restart and rebuild yourself, right? Everyone goes through that, having to kind of realign yourself, especially when you're making major shifts in your life. And again, you guys, I believe, are experiencing this eclipse. I believe it's happening on the 15th or the 16th. So it's affecting you majorly. And with that, you have South Node in your charts, or in your sign rather. So we do know that South Node brings upon losses, and it takes away, right? Because it does kind of force you to lend yourself toward more of your spiritual beliefs. And at that time, typically people lend to more spiritual beliefs and praying and developing their spiritual relationship, because monetarily or material things are taken away from you. And so for some of you, there may be the material that's being taken away from you, and that will make you lean more on your spiritual development and understanding. Now, when it comes to areas of love, I feel that there is definitely a breakup, and it's a hard one to take. There seems to be a challenge to kind of rectify the situation. And it doesn't even seem like two people are trying to come together to make it work, or trying to get on the other side of the situation. Some of you are moving away, or someone moved away from you. The love is lost. And it's almost like every man for himself is kind of what I'm feeling here. You're not in the best place. You don't feel like people are understanding the plight that you're going through, or the person isn't taking time to understand your way of seeing the situation. And secretly, there may be a conversation that you're trying to have with someone, albeit very difficult. Or for some of you, secretly, you're making a decision to move on. Okay. I get a duality here that some of you may have tried to entertain a new person, someone different, and that didn't work out. You realize that, you know what, I'm just not ready. And for others of you, you try to kind of rekindle or resuscitate this relationship, realizing that someone is just not into it anymore. Their heart is not into it. The passion is not there as it once was. And so trying to work on this situation may be futile to some of you at best. And so there is a walking away and coming to the conclusion that one chapter of your life as it relates to love is coming to an end. But in walking away and moving forward, there is this knowing deep down inside that on the other side of things, it gets better. But it doesn't come without loss of love. It does not come without that. And I feel like the reality of the situation is that some of you may have found out that someone was cheating, someone was less than honest. Some of you may be trying to avoid an inevitable reality that you've hurt someone, that someone is going through a huge sense of hurt and loss and regret. And you're trying to get away from that as fast as possible. Someone could be doing that to you. Like, they won't give you the closure. They're not going to have the last conversation with you. They're not going to give you an opportunity to tell them how much they've affected you. So don't expect it if that's something that you feel that you need, like you need closure from someone else. You may not get it, and you have to rely on yourself in order to move forward. You're going to move forward anyway, because your life is just moving you forward. It's saying that very clearly here. And you have to make these hard decisions, ones that you don't want to make, but it doesn't come without, grieving. And I do see the grief, and it is very strong. For those of you who are single, you may have to relive a hurtful dynamic between you and another person. These feelings may come up out of nowhere. Okay, you're chugging along, life is going okay, life is going good, you're developing in your finances, and then this thing hits you. Or someone can contact you and they're, needing to, get this off of their chest. I feel that the two of you are on two separate ends of the spectrum when it comes to how you see it versus how they see it, and what all happened, and what the truth really lies in between the two of you, right? And I feel that there's a lot of loss, and there's a lot of loss. And at first, as we get closer to the end of the week, going into next week, all you're focusing on is the loss. But as you get into next week, you start to consider the possibilities of perhaps rekindling or starting anew with someone else that perhaps you weren't able to do so in the past or recently. Okay. And there's this awakening that you're coming into, understanding of where you are. And do you want this person back? Do they want you back? Will it all work out? Can you guys salvage something from the rubbles that's been created here? Or can you move forward and then open your heart to someone new? Well, in the extended, we're going to look at that. We're going to look and see exactly what the challenges are. How does this person deep down, how do they feel about you? What are they regretful of? And what will their actions be this week toward you? How will you respond to those actions? And we're going to look past this week. We're going to look a couple of months ahead and find out exactly what is going to happen between the two of you. Will you be able to move forward into something new? Will you guys be able to work this situation out? And how's it all going to play out? So if you're interested in that, click that link below for the extended. Otherwise, I would love to hear from you guys. So if you would like to share, please do so in the comment section below. If you would like something personal with me, I can be reached in the beginning and into this video, as well as the description box below. In the description box, you can find me. And if you're new to this channel, welcome and subscribe, because I will be back very soon with another one. Take care.